Hi, so today we are going to be upgrading a Mint 19 system to Mint 20. So I'm going with, this one's my old desktop because it's the kind of least customized platform that I have. Because I have a new desktop which I use all the time and a laptop, and those are quite different, and they have docks and different themes and stuff. Lots of programs, but this is more or less standard apart from having VirtualBox on it. So, in terms of stuff going right, it's probably most likely to all work fine on this system. So I thought I'll do this one first, because it doesn't really matter if it doesn't work, and then I can kind of get some advance warning of any problems I might have on the systems that I use all the time. So then when I upgrade them, it is more likely to work, and hopefully this will be the same for you, because if I encounter any glaring issues here, I can have this video and write a blog post about them and stuff. So I mean, one of the key things I think is I'm using the standard login manager on this one, LightDM, but on the others I changed it to SDDM because I was having some technical issues with one system. So I think I'm probably going to have to change that back, which will be interesting. But other than that, well, I've got loads of extensions on the others and quite a lot of different virtualization things, and yeah, it's probably going to be a bit of a pain. We'll see. Just going on the checklist here, the first thing you need is a 64-bit installation. So you can't upgrade a 32-bit system to Mint 20. So the way to check that, according to their tutorial instruction list thing, is to run this dpkg --print architecture. I can't type. I really can't type. This is like a little wireless keyboard, and it's really awkward to type on it. AMD64, yeah. Also need to use apt. So it says the first thing to do after those things is to update your packages, which, as you can tell, I haven't done for quite a long time. So there are like 300 megabytes of updates, but we're nearly done now. Downloading and installing will be quick. So the other thing I did was update all of my cinnamon spices, so like these applets and the default desklets and stuff, which it seems like a good idea to me because it means it's more likely to work out of the box with the new version of cinnamon. I think if you're running mate, it's kind of a non-issue, to be honest. Yeah, it's going pretty fast. So this, if I just release this as a video, I'm probably going to speed up some parts of it, but either way it's going to end up being quite long and rambly just because this upgrade process is going to take a while. So if you don't want to sit around for ages, maybe watch a different video, or you could just leave this in the background or something. So if I find anything interesting, you'll hear about it, but you don't have to watch, an hour of progress bars crawling across the screen or whatever happens. What I will note, in my Mint 20 dip video, I wondered whether these progress bars here in the tray were new, but it's here, so clearly they aren't. Which is worth mentioning. I was wrong. They are here. Don't know what's going on with the swap file here, but I don't want Hibernate anyway, so I don't mind. Those are some warnings or at least the first one, I haven't seen before, so that's kind of interesting. You probably won't see these unless you've set up an encrypted swap partition, which is what I've done. Yeah, I always get these possible missing firmware warnings. I don't think these are for devices I even use, but I don't know why I get them. So, if any of you kind of know why this is and whether there's an extra package I need or something, that would be good if you could let me know. I've got a lot of old kernels here. Right, so update is complete. I'm going to reboot, which is going to make my video capture go funny for a minute, so apologies in advance. Or not. It didn't go funny at all. Okay. So yeah, because of the way the system works, it's booting from an NVMe drive, but the firmware doesn't support that, which I probably mentioned before, so it has to boot from USB first, and then it loads Clover, and then from there it can load the operating system. But yeah, we're not logging into that. We don't need that anymore. Okay. So, what's next? So there's apply all package updates, create a snapshot, which I would very much recommend you do, but I am not going to do that today because I don't care what happens to this, and I don't use Timeshift, I use Clonezilla. So instead I'm going to use the little note at the bottom, which tells you how to get it to ignore Timeshift. So I can do sudo touch /etc/timeshift, if I can type it, .json. Now, I wouldn't really recommend that you do this. This is one of those do as I say, not as I do moments where actually if this goes wrong, I mean I think I backed this up before I kind of stopped using it anyway, but you need to have a backup of some kind, because if this doesn't work and you don't have a backup, it's going to be a problem. So let's now install the upgrade tool. Alright, it says to simulate an upgrade, run mint upgrade. Check. I'm going to full screen this so that it's easier to read any messages that come through. So, okay, I back up my app sources, but it will then restore them to 19.3 at the end, checking for encrypted swap. Okay. So it's creating a swap file for me instead by the looks of it. Alright. Reboot my computer first. Okay, so that's the first thing that's already worth noting. That. I really hope this... Yeah, I should have probably checked my my file system table file first, shouldn't I? That was a bit stupid. Hopefully it's done that for me. Oh well. Hopefully it will boot. Yeah, okay, I'll check it in a minute then. That seemed to boot quicker. See, that's why having upgrade tools like this is really useful, because that is not something that it would occur to me to check if I was just doing a bog standard package upgrade. I might check a lot of other things, but I probably wouldn't check that. Let's have a quick look at what happened. No, it did comment it out for me. Okay, that's good. Let's just see whether... I don't need swap space on this system, but let's just see whether it's working. Yeah. Okay, let's run it again. Yep. Oops. Okay. So I'm now on the Bionic and the Trisha, is that right? No, those are the old ones. Okay. So it's now getting the new package sources. It'll be interesting to see what happens if I do have any 32-bit packages. I mean, I think most of those are probably Ubuntu ones. And I think Ubuntu had a 32-bit release of 20.4, question mark. I'm going to quickly check that. Actually, it might not have, but I think it might have kept the, 32-bit packages, even if they don't provide a full 32-bit installation. So, what did it say? Many to upgrade, many to install, 51 to remove, and 0 not to upgrade. So the instructions say, blah blah blah, if it's possible, which it is. So I'm supposed to pay close attention to the output, is what it says. Let's see which packages it's going to remove. So those are no longer required, which I guess are just old versions of libraries and things like that, and old kernels. To remove, again, it looks like some old versions of libraries. Python 2, which is fine, on the system at least. So, various things, and none of them particularly stand out to me as being a big problem. New packages. Also looks fine, I think. Just a bunch of libraries. And it looks like changed package names for some things, and things like a new Python. And then the upgraded stuff. That's fine. So, once I've done that, I can then download them. With Mint upgrade, download as a separate step, which always seems like a good idea. I think I'm going to try my encrypted swap thing after it's updated and see what happens, even though they tell me it doesn't work, which is probably not very smart, but we'll see. If it doesn't work, I might just not use a swap space, I don't know. I don't need one. I've got enough memory, and I can't use Hibernate anyway because it doesn't work. I tried that. Unfortunately, it does not work for me on either, or actually on any of the systems I have. So something I will point out is it says 832 megs more disk space will be used. And it has just occurred to me, how much space do I have? Well, I've got 4.7 gigs on my root partition, that's okay. So I'm guessing all of the, presumably most of that new 832 megs, I guess it's just bigger packages, but also what I've generally found, there are some steps in this afterwards as well, in their thing, their instructions, but afterwards, after a big update, I often have a bunch of old libraries and things which are not needed anymore. So I wouldn't necessarily recommend you do this because it can break things, but I usually go through package list and remove most of those kind of slowly, so I can see what's working and what's not working, and kind of slowly get rid of all the stuff I don't need. I don't know if I'm going to do that this time though, because it takes quite a long time. Right, so I'm just going to let this download. It's not very exciting, so I'll be back with you in like 12 minutes. Quickly going to point out that something I usually do with a new distribution version, like a major new version, is stick it on a USB stick and try and boot from it on the systems I want to upgrade. And I will do that for the other two systems, but I haven't done it on this one because I forgot, actually. But I'm reasonably confident that it'll be fine because I'm already running the new kernel. And beyond, what was the first thing I ran on this system? Mint 13. And this old daily desktop-y thing was Mint 13 and that was slightly too old, but I think other than that it has been pretty solid running anything I've put on it. So I think it's probably going to be fine, but we will see. Only 9 minutes to go though. Okay, so it seems like once it's done the download, it will then restore your old sources. So you can like do the download and then actually decide not to do the update or to do it later or something. So next thing we want to do is run mint upgrade, which is the scary bit where everything might go catastrophically wrong for me, but I guess we shall see. Oh yeah, it does prompt you to try it in live mode. Okay. For some reason it seems to think I'm running the mate version. What did I do to this installation? Just look at the welcome screen. What does this say? This says cinnamon. There were some mate packages there, so I wonder whether I've got both mate and cinnamon installed. I don't know, I'm going to check whether the screensaver is enabled or not. No. I'm going to, I don't know where the power management type thing is. Here we go. Okay, that's all off as well. That's fine then. That won't get in the way. So it should now do the upgrade. Now, unfortunately it's not doing it with apt. It looks like it's using apt-get, so I don't get a progress thing going across the screen. Which is a bit of a shame. Or at least I'm not getting it yet. Oh well. I don't imagine this upgrade is going to take too long because it's on NVMe storage, but we will see. I think I'm just going to do automatic restarts. Seems like this is crunching through all the packages pretty quickly. So I mean the next steps that I have in the list is downgrade foreign packages and then delete foreign packages, but I'm going to, I think, use Synaptic. Well, I mean first I'm going to re-add all the package archives. I think there are at least a few on this system, and then do another dist upgrade. And then I'll open, instead of just downgrading them all blindly, which is probably mostly fine for almost everyone, but for me, I don't know what's on the system, so I would rather use Synaptic. So I'll open that and see what foreign packages or orphan packages and so on there are, and whether I want to remove them or not. Because I know at least some, like VirtualBox, will probably count as an orphaned package, or, you know, we'll have to see, or a foreign package. It's got something like 2,000 packages, but it's doing it pretty quickly. So hopefully I won't be waiting for too long, but I'll be back whenever anything interesting happens, or when it finishes. Okay, so this is potentially something interesting. It's asking for my password, which kind of makes me think it might have already done it, which seems impossibly fast. I remember, it does it in a couple of stages. So that's the first stage. Alright, so I've got about 1,000 more. Syntax warnings we can live with. We have got some dependency problems with LibreOffice though, which is probably because I was running a version from a package archive. Oh well. We'll see what happens. Was I on the... I don't know whether I was on this. I am on the other systems. Oh no. Okay. This does not look great. That's a very long list of things. Okay, we'll see what happens, shall we? It might fix all the dependency problems at the end. I think this might be an installation that I installed as mate, and then I made it I tried to convert it into Cinnamon because I don't know why. I probably shouldn't have done it. I thought I'd done it alright, but given it had issues with the screensaver earlier, it makes me think I didn't do it properly somehow. We'll see what happens. Okay, so it says error detected on scrolling too quickly. What's happened? So it said error detected on try one retrying. Okay, so it did some configuration, fallback command. Okay, reinstalling the meta package. So it looks like it fixed itself. Reinstalling the multimedia codecs. Installing new packages. Okay. So that should be a short process. It looks like it's already almost done. Some of my icons in the menu, in the bar here, seem to have changed. Oh no, they're back. So I guess it was just as things are being updated. Removing obsolete packages. Is that right? Oh, X-Player is not... yeah. Was that removed? I think it might have been. Okay, this is going quite fast. It's a bit hard to... Okay, so... it's removing old kernels. Running auto clean. System adjustments. Okay. So it says it's finished. I am a bit apprehensive, shall we say. So the next thing's officially on my list is all the foreign packages stuff. Oh yeah, I wanted to check if my encrypted swap will work, but I think I should probably just reboot. I don't need sudo actually. Right, I'm gonna cross my fingers. Please work. Well, it shut down. So, okay, that's good. That was very quick actually, for a first boot following an upgrade. Okay. That's good. This is working. Slightly different. Oh, so it tells you how much is cache now. That's quite good actually, I quite like that. I am very surprised that nothing has apparently gone wrong. So let's just refresh with the update manager, just in case it says there's anything to do. No. So let's open Synaptic and see what's what. Status, I guess. Local or obsolete. Yeah, so there is a bunch of stuff here. So what I would often do would just be to go through all of these and remove the ones that I know have been upgraded. So like PHP I know has been upgraded. But first I think I should do the PPAs, because where does it put them? I think it said it backs the stuff up, yeah, in my home folder, that's right. apt sources.list. I'm guessing it's .d where most of the stuff is. Yeah. Oh, did I not have any PPAs? Maybe I didn't. Okay. So, no PPAs to sort, because I didn't have any installed. So, I know VirtualBox, or at least I think it ships with a different package for Ubuntu 20. Let's have a look. Yeah, it does, so I should update that. Not that I need it anyway. So I'm not going to bother to open VirtualBox. I'm just going to update it for the sake of completeness. Which means we'll see the new GDebi. Which apparently has a problem because we've got a red bar at the top and it's not telling us what the problem is. So that's great. Let's do it with the command line. So I guess maybe GDebi does have one or two issues. The new one. If the error messages are not showing up. It's currently running. Okay. Right, so. Stop the box web service, I believe it is called. And now I should be able to do this update. Or not. Maybe it needs a bit longer. Okay. Oh, this is also running an older version. Depends on Python. Okay. So I will need Python too then. That's a surprise, that's not something I was aware of. Oops. I guess I'll need that anyway. Python is Python 2. Yeah, it's like a transitional thing. It probably is needed for VirtualBox. So, seeing as I don't have a ton of PPAs on this, I could actually do, you know, what the instructions tell me to do. Which is a surprise because I'm me and I usually don't. But let's do it this time. Let's just see if is Python 2 installed. Yeah, it is. Okay. Why is it a release candidate? I don't know why they do that when the actual release has come out. I don't understand why they would ship a release candidate version of Python, but it's not the first time they've done that. So let's just try this and see what it does. Additional repositories. I guess this is under maintenance, is it? Yeah. Downgrade foreign packages. Okay. So nothing comes up there. And then I guess remove foreign packages isn't going to do anything either. Oh no, here we go. Found on your computer but not present in the repositories. So I think I'm better off doing select all and then unticking the ones I want to keep, because most of them are just old libraries like these that I don't need anymore. Python 3.8 is what comes with it now, old kernels, which I don't need. Mint upgrade I don't need, because I've done the update. PHP has been replaced with PHP 7.4. Okay, so actually that is a better way of doing. Okay, why does it let you click the buttons twice? That's stupid. Hopefully that hasn't messed things up. Wait a minute. Okay. I'm just going to do... I probably have broken stuff by doing that. Okay. I mean, it might have just finished whatever it was doing anyway. So instead, actually, I am going to close that and close that and open it again so that it can refresh itself, and then we'll see what happens. Yeah, so it did do all of them. Okay. Right, so that's the end of the thing now. So let's just reboot. That's the end of the instructions. Let's reboot and see whether I've broken it now by downgrading, by removing all the foreign packages, which I really hope I haven't, but I don't think I'd be particularly surprised if something was broken. Grub theme doesn't seem to be here, but I don't really care, to be honest. If I cared, I could easily re-add that, but I don't. Okay, it booted, so I think that is encouraging. So let's try this thing that isn't supposed to work. Let's try encrypted swap. Right, well, that concludes this upgrade video. There was the odd thing to fix, but on the whole, even on my kind of dubiously converted Mint install from Mate to Cinnamon or whatever it is I did to this system, it seems to work just fine, so that's encouraging. I don't have a lot of PPAs on this system, or like, I haven't done a ton of customization, so I haven't really tested that yet. But if you have a fairly stock system, which most of you probably do, then as you can see, it's actually really seamless, and it seems to work just fine. So I hope this video has been helpful, and see you in the next one.